Hello, my name is Andre V and I'm the founder of Postal Central, and today we are starting our video series 2025 wrap up, and I'm really pleased to have first guest here today. This is Martti Kuldma, CEO of Omniva. Hi Martti, how are you doing?
Hey, and welcome everyone.
Yeah, really pleased to have here because I just told you that I've posted this year some Omniva news, and those has been very most successful posts. So interest towards Omniva this year has been tremendous. It has been quite a roller coaster year, probably for you also.
This is true. I took the CEO role in March. Now it's about 9 months in this role, and of course there has a lot been happening in the market, and in the end also the news about potential privatizations. So lots of stuff in the table.
Let's talk this topic at the end, but you have other things also happened. Your international department and international connections have been developing. I understand international volumes also that you are delivering from one area to another are growing, and then you had this collaboration or contract with. I guess it was Kyrgyzstan
Kazakhstan.
or Kazakhstan, yeah, as a country. So is it really the international business picking up and making good progress?
Yeah, international business is really the fastest growing part of our business at the moment. Of course, the stickiness is not the same what we have with the lockers and on the local market, but there is definitely the value we bring to the customers, and we are doing not the last mile, but the middle mile in Central Europe, Eastern Europe, in Caucasus, and as well in the Central Asia as well.
Yeah, I've seen that you are traveling quite a lot also to the Asian countries, and with this Kazakhstan, please correct me if I'm wrong, but you also made some kind of a joint venture with them or planning to do.
It's not. We are still in like early phase of cooperation, but we are looking for the opportunities to take our know-how and then technology and then help out the Kazakhstan mostly on the last mile. We have learned a lot about the parcel lockers, as well as we have some ideas how to improve the courier business as well, and those are the solutions that are actually interesting for other postals.
I remember when you became a CEO, then one of your sort of not statement, but one of your theses was that so far Omniva has been a logistic company with exceptional IT capabilities, and you would like to turn this to the IT company with logistic capabilities. Is it still the plan? And how it's going?
Yeah, it's still the vision, but it takes time to build the capabilities and also like planning the first contracts and customers is not so easy. We are really like targeting the postals in the area where we feel most comfortable, smaller and medium sized countries, and where the postal or the parcel infrastructure has not built out yet.
Yeah, because I see it every day, in every moment. All the improvements in last mile is actually technological improvement in a sense. Yes, you can also improve something in your physical fleet, and also you have been now testing those self-driving vehicles. But this is mainly IT improvements. You can improve your business. So I think that this is absolutely right way to go further.
Yeah, exactly. And for the small country like Estonia is, this is the only way. So we don't have the capital to build out the bigger logistics infrastructure. Just imagine going to a bigger market like, for example, Poland. What would be the investment needs to build out the sorting capabilities, parcel networks, how many couriers you would need to take to your payroll to serve country like this. But if we are smart, if we are building out the crowd capabilities on top of open networks, then the story is very different.
Yeah, you mentioned this crowdsourcing part, and this was also one of your projects this year. You established the crowdsourced delivery network in Estonia. So what are the first feedback on that project?
Yeah, we started earlier this year with the technical POC. We launched the first MVP or the actual service in May in Tallinn, and now we have added also Riga in Latvia and Vilnius and Kaunas in Lithuania. And on top of that, we are already going to the smaller cities in Estonia as well. In Tallinn, we are already doing more than half of our courier business with the crowd couriers. So it's really taking off. And why you are doing that? There are a couple of reasons. First, the market demand is fluctuating in the parcel business. So 1 week you have Temu and Ali volumes, and next week maybe a competitor is offering the lower price, and then you have your own fleet that is just basically that doesn't have much to do. So if we can offload peak volumes to the crowd, then we don't need to invest so much to our own fleet and infrastructure. There have been also worries about the quality, about image, all that, but so far we don't really see a big difference in actual quality. So the user experience for the couriers is really important, but there is already lots of people who deliver food or some other crowdsourced stuff, and for them it's just a natural step to take another app and then start delivering. But comparing to the food delivery, we are actually offering much more stability for the couriers, because in food delivery, if you are the courier, you don't know what is your next delivery going to be. Do you actually get any work in this evening at all, or something like that? With us, the task lists are much bigger. If you commit to take the task as a crowd courier, then you might drive for 2 or 3 hours and you have a much better earnout.
I catch up one number you mentioned. You said that half of the courier deliveries are done already by crowdsourced couriers. Is it really so big already?
Yeah, if we talk about the courier service, but of course there are a lot of other use cases. We see that we can use the crowd platform for example, the servicing the parcel machine, maybe in the future also, why not to deliver periodicals, postal items, all that as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Because one example for that is actually the taxi business. 10 years ago, those were taxi companies and hired drivers. Now, basically, the whole fleet is private entrepreneurs and doing tasks for everybody. So I think this pattern shows that it can be done also in logistics.
Yeah, exactly. And the future, I see that this is the way for everybody who wants really to be competitive, because if you just build the business on your own fleet, then it's really hard to like scale quickly or downsize if needed.
Yeah, absolutely. The other thing you mentioned, and I see and hear it also quite a lot already, is that the commitments or the contract with the shippers are getting shorter. It was 5 years ago or 3 years ago, you made the contract for 3 years and then you didn't need to worry about that. But now the volumes are fluctuating on a weekly basis.
Yeah, exactly. And you have been in the postal world as well, like operational. So you know that say 20 years ago, those bilateral contracts between the postals were made for 5 years and so on. But now really that the next generation e-commerce players, they really have the contracts with 2 or 3 players in the market, and they can switch volumes basically overnight if your quality is not there or if the price is not correct.
Yeah, probably you are right that you have to be much more agile with your logistic network to react to that demand more quickly. But this is also one tool, one testing you are doing with a self-driving car. I just a few days ago saw it in real life delivering parcels. How the first impressions from that project?
Definitely the future is going to be self-driving, not just for taxis, but definitely for delivery as well. And what I see is that many companies have actually tried this self-driving delivery vans already for the last 10 years, but I feel that the use case has been wrong. So most of the companies just try to do the drop-in replacement to the standard courier delivery, and this is not the best use case in my opinion, because what's happening is that if you are sending the self-driving car to deliver a parcel, then the autonomy of the technologies is not there yet. So it is not like 100%, and you might get stuck between the apartment buildings. Also, you can deliver basically either the one item at a time, or you need to have like a small parcel machine on top of the car, because you need to guarantee that only the correct parcel is handed over. But our approach is different. So we are testing now the delivery to the parcel machines, and from our hubs we already have the people do the loading, but on the parcel machine side, we are actually going to either to have our own employees if there is a post office nearby, or basically the crowd task, so that anyone nearby flower shop can, for example, go and do the loading for a couple of euros.
Yeah, I agree with you. The self-driving car is definitely the future. The time for go all in, it probably takes time, but exactly right now is the time to gather experience and to learn the patterns, what it can be used, how it can be used, and when the technology is cheap enough, then to scale it in.
Yeah, exactly. And think that the time is very, very near. So in China, it's already reality, and in Europe, it's mostly about regulations. But if this is getting solved, then from the business perspective, it's already making sense, because if you take the average diesel or electric van, and then you add the driver on top of it, then the van costs maybe 500 euros per month to operate, and the courier on top of that maybe 2,500-3,000. But if you have the self-driving car, then the numbers are actually the other way around. So the self-driving one lease might be, let's say, like, and on top of that, you have also operator who needs to do the oversight, but one operator can actually cover several vans. So in the end, it's about the same cost base, but this is only for one shift per day. So for 8 hours, if you can run the car for like 16 hours, then you still have this like fixed lease, this 2,500, and it's already cheaper now to operate the self-driving fleet.
Yeah, absolutely. And also recent news from last week's. Also, Bolt has been making deal for autonomous driving in taxi industry. So I agree with you that the time is almost there.
Yeah.
But let's talk now the big elephant in the room. The biggest news maybe that was related to Omniva, and probably the most interesting news was that a few months ago government decided to privatize basically Omniva, and to start making analysis what would be the best way to do that. So I think also from my side, I get quite a lot of questions and interest over that. So probably you're living in quite a busy environment right now.
Yeah, let me correct you first. So the government didn't decide to privatize, but they decided to start the preparation. We need to be correct here. And what we are doing at the moment is we are together with the advisors. We are preparing the first draft or analysis for the government to decide on the form of the privatization, as well as whether it's going to be 100% or a majority or a minority. So the first phase is going to take 3 to 6 months. So we hope to get the proposal to the government by spring.
Yeah, probably this is. And I know that this is very fast timetable for this kind of project. This is very fast already, but I guess this is reasonable. You had already quite a good and close example. Finnish Posti was doing IPO this year. Actually, what do you think? What is your view on their IPO and their model? Was it successful?
I think that it was definitely successful from the seller's perspective to get some life to the stock market. But if we look at the cap table, then 2/3 of the companies is still owned by the state, and then the first top shareholders are pension funds. So it means that that for Posti to have any like meaningful strategy change or do any like bigger like investments or going into like other businesses would be quite hard. From the company's perspective, I'm not so sure it was the best way forward.
I 100% share your view, because in a sense, yes, owner, the government got the funds from the 30% of the company didn't gain anything much, because the delivery companies are network companies, and then they have to grow their network. On that scheme, nothing happened, and also Posti was very well capitalized company, also from acquiring additional capital. I don't think nothing could change there also. So, and one more thing, what I see, what is a little bit different still between Estonia and Finland, is that in our case, the universal postal obligation is much smaller. We in Omniva portfolio, the letter mail is almost going to Christmas cards. Only. So I think that from getting the better price for the government and not harming any service quality, finding strategic partner or selling the company 100% would be a smart move. But it needs definitely the postal regulation change. It needs some legislative changes, but it would be definitely interesting precedent in the postal world, I think.
Yeah. So what is the form is going to be? Is it like 100%? Is it the IPO? Is it strategic or the private equity who is going to buy? It's really like up to the owner to decide, as well as for the advisors to propose. But yeah, if we look from Omniva's perspective, then it would really be beneficial for the company to ensure that we can remain competitive in the market. Because the postal service part is really the only 7% of our revenue. For next year, it's probably going to be less than that. And for the commercial services, there is definitely a need to make investments, risks in product development, in geographical expansion, all that, if we want to remain competitive.
So great. Thank you, Martti. I really envy your position. I think Omniva is one of the greatest periods in its whole existence right now, with all the developments in the market and inside the company, and also this privatization possibility. So thank you for this discussion, and I wish you really good success for the next year to make it all happen.
Thank you.